Happy Tuesday, y'all. We got to start on our supper. And as you can tell by the title, chicken enchiladas. But they're Lippyfied. I'm going to do them a little bit different than I think what is out there. I don't know. I'm using ingredients that we have. The flavor profile is going to be there, and it's probably ingredients that you already have. But I've got to get my chicken roasting because I'm actually using thighs, bone in, skin on. And how many do I have? I have 8. I'm going to do all of these, but I'm not going to use all the meat. I'm going to go ahead and get my meat cooked. Then I can freeze it. And for later recipes, all I got to do is grab it out of the freezer, thaw it, and turn it into whatever chicken dish I want. I have my oven preheating to 375 Fahrenheit. And in this ramekin, I have a heaping teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon, standard teaspoon of salt, a heaping teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of my Cajun seasoning. You can omit the Cajun seasoning and stick with the trio of your garlic, black pepper, and salt. But I do want to keep it simple since I will be using some of this meat for future recipes. If I was just going to be roasting it just for today's recipe, I would have done a teaspoon of cumin. Well, a little bit less, like a half a teaspoon, because it can overpower. But I want this just generic with the seasonings. Now, normally you would see people put the seasoning on the meat, coat with olive oil or olive oil, then seasoning. But I'm actually going to add my olive oil to my seasoning. I'm guessing that's about 2 tablespoons. And I am going to mix up a paste. And I will need more than that because we do have 8 large chicken thighs. So if I had to guess, about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil in with these seasonings. And I am happy with that. That way everything is evenly seasoned. Because, you know, when you start sprinkling, you can get more of one to the other. And I find by doing it like this, everything has the same flavor, should I say. I'm just going to lightly pour, and then I'm going to use my hands to coat them very well. I'm just trying to get just enough on each, and then I'll come back and add more. Oh, there's our oven. You can put gloves on. I'm not. I'm just going to get it massaged in. In the oven, 375 degrees. I'm going to let it go about 30 minutes, and I'm going to start checking internal temp. We need to reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm thinking it's going to take more like 45 minutes, but at the 30-minute mark, I will be checking it. It took about 40 minutes, and I'm at 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So I could have pulled it at the 35-minute mark. But now I've got to let it sit here and cool before I can get the meat off the bone. In the meantime, I grated up our cheese. We have a cup of Colby Jack, 2 cups of pepper jack. All the chicken is pulled off the bone. This is a big bowl. Now the amount I'm going to use is about 2 cups, so I'm going to chop it. We don't want these big hunks, but I got to do something. I can't help myself. I'm going to take this one for the team. You know, all of our skin eaters. So here's one for the team. I could eat all 8 of them, but I'm not. And relish in this goodness, that's not good for us. Guys, look. When I tell you juicy, I've been picking through maybe the little pieces that I might have missed. Like that one. But y'all, I'm not going to eat any more. But let me just say, that's my weakness. I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to chunk it. I guess I need to do it on camera, right? Just so I don't, like, snitch one back. I mean, one more bite wouldn't hurt, right? No, I better just stick with that one. Although, guys, it's so crispy. But because of you, it's all going in the trash. All the bones and the skin. I'm not saving one bit. So now all I got to do is get my pan cleaned out with a paper towel and get it cleaned up and get my hands cleaned. Whew. I did it, guys. I got a quart bag of cooked chicken left. So that'll give us chicken tacos. We can do chicken quesadillas, chicken spaghetti. Perfect. And in this bowl, I've got 2 cups of just hand shredded, because I don't like it mush, just hand shredded chicken. I choose to use thighs. It's the most juiciest. It won't dry on you. So now that that's done, now we go to the stove. And I promise, everything went in the trash except the chicken meat itself. Yep, y'all made me hold myself accountable. Wished I'd have just left the video off. You noticed I got my hair out of my face, pinned and glasses up. Now, you're going to see me use our diced jalapenos from the garden. When I use this, you can then use one of those small cans of green chilies, which is what this is. I will be draining some of the juice, not all of the juice. So just know that I'm exchanging green chilies for our jalapenos. I've got a saucepan here, and I'm going to put it on medium heat. I don't want to scorch the butter or the flour. We're going to be making a blonde roux. Our 2 tablespoons of butter is melted. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Here's our 2nd tablespoon. And this is self-rising flour, guys. And we want this to cook a minute or 2. You don't want to get a toasty color, a dark toasty color, but you do want to cook that flour taste out. We've gone 1 minute. And I want it to go 1 more minute. I've got 2 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm using the chicken base. And you're not going to pour it in all at one time. You're going to constantly stir. It's about half. You see, there's no lumps by doing that. We'll let a little bit of heat come back. Here we go with some more. And we started off with 2 cups of chicken broth, guys. We will be adding the rest of that chicken broth, but I want to go ahead and get this part seasoned. Here's some black pepper, about a 1/2 teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon. A little bit of garlic. A little bit of salt, not much salt because we're going to be adding cheese and it has salt in it. This is optional, but it will just balance and enhance the flavors. This is whole nutmeg. If you don't want to use it, that is fine. But I have found just a little bit of whole grated nutmeg truly brings this sauce together. And guys, that's not even enough to measure. It's starting to thicken, so I'm going to add the rest of this chicken stock. And I'm sitting on a medium heat, and I want this to start thickening up. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And I'm going to add in 4 ounces of jalapenos. This is where you would add in your green chilies in place of. And I'm scooping it out with a spoon because I don't want all of this juice. I could have drained the juice first so I wouldn't be knocking on this glass, but that's okay. And let's measure. I dropped a little bit. Let's say a full teaspoon, and that's all the juice that you need. Now we need to add a cup of sour cream. I'm just going to eyeball. It's a half a cup. It's about a cup of sour cream. Get this well and combined, and all of this is going to come together and thicken beautifully. Okay, it has sat here and simmered a good 5 minutes. It's starting to get thick on me. And I never moved the temp on the stove. I kept it at a higher side of medium. I've got a cup of the pepper jack cheese. I've already pulled 1 cup off, so a cup of pepper jack cheese is going in. And I'm going to add just a scant of the Colby Jack. This is for the topping. And what that Colby Jack's going to do is going to give it a little bit of a tint of yellow. Because what sauce we don't use will become our queso, our knockoff queso sauce. Okay, we're going to let this thicken up. What I did with the 2 cups of chicken, I sprinkled a little bit of cumin. That was it. And about a half a cup of the Colby Jack cheese. Seam side down. Come on and fit. That'll be fine. I mean, when I tell you a tight fit, it's a tight fit. But that's fine. I don't want to pull out another dish because I've already sprayed this one. You want to give a good amount. My last one. And I did good because normally I can get 6 tortillas, or should I say enchiladas, the perfect consistency. And like I said, the leftover, that is what he's going to use as his queso dip. He loves it. Now you don't want to leave any of them out. You want them good and coated. You want this good queso to, or should I say white sauce, to get down in the grooves. But look at that beautiful color. With just that little bit of Colby Jack, you see how it gives it a different hint. I'll hold it up for you guys to see. Look at that. You know what? You know what Lippy says? A little lagniappe means a little something extra. There's my something extra. A half a cup of Colby Jack. And the reason why I like to use the Colby Jack is because when it melts, there again, you know, we eat first with our eyes, and there's something about how it melts with that yellow and white. It just looks good. In the oven, 15 to 20 minutes because everything's cooked. Can y'all see this goodness? It's bubbly. And it's going to call our name in a few minutes. Now you noticed I just put a piece of foil here. I did not tighten it down because I need it to steam out so it doesn't get moisture on top of our cheese. Can y'all see all of this goodness? It's stuffed, and it's stuffed a lot. And then that sauce that runs down, you just get your little spoon and spoon it up and set some back over your enchilada. Now, I did let this cool a good 20 minutes. I was not about to scorch my tongue. But guys, it's not supper time yet. It's just 4 o'clock. So, can you see? I did go ahead and cover, but I didn't make the full tight. But I am going to sample this just for you guys. And then I'm going to cover my plate. And then when it's time for supper, I can just heat it up. But this is for you guys. Oh, I see a little bit of smoke. The smell is phenomenal. I'll give up chicken skin for this all day long. Guys, I gotta have one more bite. It's got just enough heat. Now you can control your heat. The peppers I used were the warm peppers mixed with what they call a notapena, not a hot jalapeno, and then the regular hot ones. You cannot tell the difference between using the jalapenos to the green chilies. At least I can't. This is fabulous. Now you'll see previous, when I showed you the 2 cups of chicken, I said 1/2 cup Colby Jack, but I put it across the screen. It's 1/2 cup pepper jack, 1/2 cup Colby Jack, and a sprinkling of cumin to the 2 cups of shredded chicken. Remember the little bit that was left in the pot? I've got one of these ramekins full with the sauce, but I wanted to show y'all the consistency. That's what we like. Now, if you want your sauce thicker, then you back off the amount of chicken broth. We like ours like this. We don't like a big glob. But I mean, since we have quality control, this will be my bowl. He gets the full one. It's perfect for us. Oh my gosh. Still a little warm. So guys, I hope you try my recipe. Simple ingredients. And you're also cooking enough chicken to put up in the freezer for another recipe. That's the way I like to do my chicken. Right now, I just need to get off of the video and quality control. I need to finish this one, just this one chip. I won't eat no more, just this one chip. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. Try this recipe. I think it will be family approved.